August 24th marks the resignation of Mikhail Gorbachev as chairman of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union back in 1991. He was the first leader of the party born after the revolution and the last one. But he hung on as president of the Soviet Union until Christmas, which says a lot about what was wrong with Mikhail Gorbachev and also about what was right about Gorbachev. See, I've always found Gorbachev to be a somewhat fatuous man. His books are full of vague generalities. He set out to reform communism and destroyed it by accident. He had no idea how serious the problems were, and that trying to stay on as president, his political power had evaporated and the Soviet Union was a walking corpse, and he didn't see any of that. And after it all happened, he's gone around making vaguely do-good noises. He's got a foundation. He's raised money to combat cancer, which is a good thing. At one point, he actually did an ad for Pizza Hut to raise money for his foundation, which was singularly ignominious since, as he later confessed, he didn't actually like pizza. How low can you go? But when you ask that question of Gorbachev, the answer is not very low at all. Making an ad for something you don't believe in is almost a parody of capitalism. But the distinctive thing about Gorbachev was that although his mind was distinctly second-rate, he was a genuinely humane man. How they ever chose him for that position, I can't imagine. When he was General Secretary, there were some voices saying, oh, this man is very dangerous, he's that smiling face but sinister intentions. And interestingly enough, that's what his backers thought. When putting him forward as the new chairman of the party, longtime Soviet Foreign Minister Andrei Gromyko told his colleagues, this man has a nice smile, but he has steel teeth. And you know what? That's exactly what Gorbachev didn't have. He just had no stomach for repression. He knew it was wrong. And at critical moments, as communism was unraveling, a lesser man, morally speaking, would have given the order to fire, would not have let the Berlin Wall come down, would have at least seen to it that Bolshevism went out in a spasm of bloody repression, however futile. And Gorbachev didn't do that. Gorbachev meant well. He meant well feebly, but he was a genuinely decent man. As somebody commented, he lacked the reptilian quality of those Soviet leaders who had risen by doing well in Stalin's purges. And so, although Gorbachev in some ways is a kind of pathetic figure, riding forces he never understood, unable to cope, baffled by events, his mind filled with banalities and empty generalizations, he really deserves our admiration because of the fact that he was in a crisis, if not competent, extremely and relentlessly decent. He doesn't like what Vladimir Putin is doing today. He didn't like the Brezhnev style of government. He didn't believe people should have to live like that. And when the crisis and the dissolution of communism came, he said if the price of communism was bloodshed and repression, it was a price not worth paying. So thank you, Mikhail Gorbachev, for being the last chairman of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, ending on August 24th, and for your Christmas present of resigning as president of the Soviet Union as the thing collapsed into a heap of polluted rust. You were not a great thinker, but you were a thoroughly good man of a sort that we needed and still need more of. As you know, I've been doing these features for Rebel Media. I'm no longer contributing to Rebel Media. So if you enjoy them and want to see them continue, please make a contribution on my website, that's johnrobson.ca, to help sustain It Happened Today and all the other work that I do to try to strike a blow for decency and common sense in public affairs.